All right, today we're tackling something that's a huge deal for anyone building, using, or even just thinking about artificial intelligence. We're pulling some great insights from Microsoft's Generative AI for Beginners course to really get into this. How do we use this amazing tech responsibly? So, here's the plan. First up, we'll cover why this even matters. Then we'll get into the what, the core principles themselves. And we'll wrap up with the how you actually do this stuff in the real world. Simple. Why, what, and how.
I mean, let's be real for a second. Who isn't just blown away by this stuff? You can type a simple sentence and suddenly you've got this incredible piece of art, or a chunk of code that actually works, or even a poem. It really does feel like magic, doesn't it? It's exciting, and it feels like it could change, well, everything.
But you know what they say? With great power comes, well, a pretty big question. It's one thing to be fascinated, but when we start actually building with this, how do we make sure it's safe, that it's fair, that it's actually doing good? That's the real puzzle we're trying to solve here.
All right, so let's get into it. If you're building anything with generative AI, you have to get this in your head. Responsibility isn't just some item on a checklist you tick off at the very end. No way. It has to be day one, step one. It's the foundation of the whole thing. And look, this isn't just, a nice idea. It's absolutely fundamental. If you want people to actually trust the tech you're building, this is how you do it. You're not just building something cool, you're building something that's safe, that's reliable for every single person who's going to use it.
Okay, so we all agree being responsible is super important. But what does that actually look like? What does it mean in practice? Well, thankfully, it's not just a vague idea. There's a real framework with some clear principles we can follow. When you boil it all down, responsible AI really centers on a couple of key things. And the Microsoft material we're looking at points to two huge ones to get started. First, making sure the stuff the AI puts out is fair. And second, actively stopping it from creating harmful content. These two are basically the cornerstones. So let's talk about fairness. Think about where these AI models learn from. The internet, right? And the internet is, well, it's filled with all our human biases. So a fair AI is one that's been specifically built to not just copy and amplify those biases. A simple example, if you ask it for a picture of a doctor or a CEO, you shouldn't just get one kind of person. The whole point is to make sure the results are equitable for all of us.
And then there's non-harmfulness. This one is all about building in safety features from the get-go. It's about making a commitment that this AI won't be used to create, dangerous instructions or hate speech or anything malicious. The guardrails analogy is perfect. You're basically installing the guardrails on the highway to keep everyone safe. Okay, so we've got the principles down. Fairness, non-harmfulness. Great, but how do you actually do it? That's what this last section is all about, turning these big ideas into real, practical steps. And the key words here are active steps. Seriously, this isn't a cross your fingers and hope it works out kind of thing. You have to be intentional. You have to take deliberate steps to steer your AI in the right direction towards safer, better results. It's a constant process, really. The source material lays this out in two big steps, which I think is super helpful. Step one, develop a strategy. And don't worry, this doesn't have to be some massive 100-page document. It's really about just asking yourself, what's the worst that could happen here before you even start coding? Then, step two, implement the right tools. We're talking about things like content filters and safety classifiers, the actual tech that makes your strategy a reality. And look, the difference this makes is, well, it's night and day. On one side, you have a solid strategy. What do you get? Fairer outcomes, stuff people can trust, reliable results. On the other side, no strategy. You're rolling the dice on biased, unpredictable, and maybe even harmful outputs. To me, the choice here is a no-brainer. So, here's the bottom line. We're standing at the dawn of a completely new era in technology. No exaggeration. The rules we set, the principles we follow right now, are going to define what comes next. The power to build these incredible world-changing tools, it's in our hands. The real challenge and the real opportunity is doing it the right way. So that leaves one big question for all of us. What are you going to build with it?